Throughout the show today, we are going to be hosting a telethon. Why? Because we need to gather together as true NBA fans and stop idiocy like this. So if you can and find it within your heart, please make a donation via Cash App to either Tallman Dr. K50 or host Cole Johnson so that you can contribute to stopping the idiocy of bronzesexuals like this. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program, already in progress. On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This bronzesexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah! Off to the races we go. And later on today, we will deal with idiocy like this. Good morning. Welcome to the Wacky Bronzesexual Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. It's going to be a good day, and we hope that y'all enjoy it. We are presented by BetUS.com, where the game begins, as well as Invader Coffee. I got to get some more ads out there for Invader Coffee because I plan to make an investment in them a lot. And you can do so as well by going to invadercoffee.com, use the code Snowman, and get 50% off of your order. 15% off your order. That's what I get for getting rid of the remnants of a cold. We're going to do this in reverse today, and we are going to go to the Fanatics feedback zone. Seriously, Larry dropped me a comment, said, I missed the clip of Snowman conceding Brock Purdy as a glorified game manager with some upside. No, it didn't strike it. Larry, let me say it didn't strike a nerve. I'm messing back with you the way you're messing with me. I knew you were messing with me. You probably didn't see the smiling emoji at the end of my message, but I know you were messing with me. I love you for that, my brother. Sig Diggy said, what in the Stephen A. Smith's receding hairline? Good Lord. Victor says, good morning, all. Sig Diggy fires back, says, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And Larry says, good morning. So does A. Pizzle. So does Victor Locke to Sig Diggy. He says, how are you, Snowman, my brother? Well, Victor, old Kingpin is doing great. I'm doing I'm doing absolutely great. Chicken Wing Wednesday is back again. Yep. What in Deion Sanders missing 2 toes is this nonsense? It's just Larry messing with me, like I know he does. And I love when I get into it with people because we do it in fun. Unlike other channels that I've seen, other sports shows that I've heard, we do all this in fun because we're a brotherhood and a sisterhood here, and I love every single one of you. Here we go with the whip around presented by Fanatics. Well, Pat McAfee gets the whip around started as he hints that he may not be a part of ESPN's College Game Day next year. Duh! Broncos safety Kareem Jackson's 4-game unnecessary roughness suspension is reduced to 2 games. Well, that'll take care of that. Ryan Day, the head coach of the Ohio State University football team, says helmet technology should be considered to limit sign stealing. Oh, shut up and play football, will you please? You get some better signs out there and you make some better plays out there, then nobody had to see your signs in the first place. Quit it. Irsay says the NFL admits incorrect calls in loss. As I began this whip around with, duh. Anybody who saw the end of that Colts game know those 2 calls were incorrect. They shouldn't have made them on the field in the first place. That's a soapbox I'll attack later. Kawhi Leonard says he is fully recovered from ACL and meniscus injuries. Kawhi, I loved you once upon a time because you were a defensive dynamo. But I also used to live in the state of Missouri. You got to show me. And the top rookie Spurs Victor Wembanyama aiming to play every single game. Well, young man, I hope, and I mean this from the heart, because I get a chance to see him 3 times this year in person. Young man, I hope you do just that and that you improve every single time, because they're contrary to what I said before, there is such an upside with Victor Wembanyama, but there's a lot for him to learn as well. That's why I love his upside. That's a whip around presented by Fanatics. An early break, and when we come back, the Arizona Diamondbacks. When we thought this at the top of the season, the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Bitch, please.
The Arizona Diamondbacks.
Bitch, are you for real?
It happened. As a friend of, you know what? When the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You fool!
Once again, and for that matter, go back to yesterday, the Texas Rangers.
You fool!
And the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You fool!
The Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Got me up.
That's our fall classic, and I can't wait for it. And I'll start breaking it down when y'all get back. Back after this.
Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit SnowmanMultimediaSports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to SnowmanMultimediaSports.com/Fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at InvaderCoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the Wacky Bronze Sexual Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Let's go back to the feedback zone, shall we? Ryan McAfee is in the house. He says, "Good day, Snow Crew. Who had the Rangers and Diamondbacks in the World Series on their 2023 bingo card?" I can honestly say I was not one of them. I certainly was not one of them. Hell, I picked a rematch. Boy, a lot of good that did me. Victor greets seriously Larry and A Pizzle. Larry says sports is supposed to be fun, right? Absolutely. That's how I treat it. And I judge people for what they do on their chosen field. People don't like that about me, that I stick to my old school values. Rod West. People don't like that about me, that I stick to my old school values when it comes to talking about sports. Dale Yates Jr. But I don't care. I feel like Philadelphia Eagles fan. A lot of people don't like me, and I don't care. Terrible. Watched the Phillies, then literally vomited last night. I'm sorry, buddy. We'll get into that. 4-2 was the final. Sick Diggy one more time. Good morning and happy Wednesday, Ryan McCarthy. What's the morning brew and how much extra salt is mixed in with your pepper? That's a good question. What's the morning brew this morning, Ryan? And the whip around is brought to you by Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. The belts for chapping that hide. And boy, I used to get it when I was younger. Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. Salute to Gary, Indiana. And for me, salute to Chicago, Illinois. That's my dad's home. That's my dad's hometown. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Sarge. And Slam Hard Barbecue. Tastes so good, you better tip and kiss your waitress. I do that on a daily basis. I do that on a daily basis. And Larry gets in on the fun with the Rawhide Belts endorsed by Adrian Peterson. Dear Lord. Expect the unexpected, says Sick Diggy. Ain't that the truth? Sports wasn't fun last night, but the whole season was a fun ride. Can't reconcile the two. I think the Phillies will be back. I really think the Phillies will be back. Speaking of Pedro Martinez, I understand that the man is in his 40s, but retirement has been too good for him. He's got some baby fat on him. Yeah. When you're one of the most dominant pitchers of your time and you call it quits, you're allowed to rest. You're allowed to rest. Army is joining the American Conference for football only in 2024. Is that official, Ryan? Oh, boy. But the Army-Navy game will be considered a non-conference game. Well, one, I already thought it always was, but two, I always love that's one of my bucket list items. That's one of my stadium tour items. You're a grown-ass man. Why should you care? I know I shouldn't, but feeling extra motivated today. Feeling extra motivated. Who saw the Kang get yet another righteous beating by the champs last night? I did. We'll get into that later. We will definitely get in. We'll get into that during the next. We'll get into that during the next segment. I was looking over here at my slate. Death, taxes, and Nikola Jokic putting up a triple double. 3 inevitabilities in life. Yep. I got a fourth one. The Lakers getting that ass kicked and seeing somebody else get the rings instead of, here goes my voice, Yo Kang. We'll get into all that later. The Arizona Diamondbacks. What? I can honestly tell you that I did not expect the Arizona Diamondbacks, of all teams, to win the National League pennant. I'm looking over here at my other monitor, and I'm trying to find the radio call for it. And if anybody can do live research and find the radio call, please get it to me. Because I want to make that the call of the day. The Arizona Diamondbacks have won the National League pennant, stunning the Philadelphia Phillies, who beat the ever-loving blank off the Atlanta Braves to start their run to the NLCS, led this series 3-2 with 2 shots to win at home. And they lost them both. Same thing that the Houston Astros did against the Texas Rangers one night ago. 4-2 was the final. Ketel Marte is your NLCS MVP. Unreal. I can't believe it. But that, I can honestly tell you, that is why I love baseball. You never know what's going to happen. You never know which team. Who the hell called the Arizona Diamondbacks to win? As a matter of fact, while I'm jumping all over the place and my brain is jumping all over the place like a pond of frogs, is this the first matchup with 2 wild cards going at it? Because the last one I remember with 2 wild cards going at it was 2014, Royals and Giants. If I'm wrong, please tell me. You have to play, and you're right, Sick Dicky. You have to play this one game at a time. You have to play this one out at a time. Philadelphia got too cocky after leaving Phoenix, Arizona with a 3-2 lead. The series starts Saturday. Can't talk this morning. The series starts Saturday in Texas. So you know the Dallas Metroplex is off the charts. Dallas, you have a team that's playing for a championship. Support them. And for once, it ain't the Cowboys and it ain't the Mavericks. Thank you, God, for both of that. Both of those. I can't talk this morning. I must take a sip. And as my wife would say, that ain't a sip, that's a gulp. Yes, it's a gulp. It's a border war for a world championship, a border war for the commissioner's trophy, a border war. And give me this. Their superstar was a 23-year-old rookie. And I'm talking about the Arizona Diamondbacks. Corbin Carroll and Brandon Pfaadt had taken all the fight out of the Philly Fanatics. When you're on the road playing a Game 7 and you can quiet 45,000 people like that, now can Arizona do it one more time? And remember, both of these teams had to play a wild card series. Both of these teams had to play a wild card series. This is incredible. I mean it when I look into this camera and I'm saying that aloud. This is incredible. You have a pair of teams that had to play a wild card series playing for a world championship. Thomas Fitzpatrick in the house with us. What's up, Snowman? Just stopping in to hit the like button before I head back to class. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. Love you very much for stopping by. And again, thank you. You tell me how the hell how? This is the most incredible, one of the most incredible things about sports, number one. Number two, the sport of baseball. And I know my wife is a card-carrying member of the We Hate Baseball Club. She told me as such. But she likes it when I get intense, no matter what I'm talking about. And if she were here right now, she'd probably like walk by the set and go, "You're wrong. The answer is the Colts." I love you, honey. But hold up your hands high so the whole class can see them. If you had the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Texas Rangers playing at the end of October for a world championship, I see no hands up. I see no hands up. And I'm keeping my hand down because I certainly didn't have that. In fact, I had the two other teams that were playing in the league championship series. And I thought it would be rather easy for both of them. I called 6 games for both of them. But Philadelphia's bats went completely silent in 2 games at home to clinch the NLCS. 2 chances to win 1 game. And this is after the Phillies took a 2-0 lead in this series and looked dominant doing so. They were relying too heavy on Harper, Schwarber, Alec Bohm, Brandon Marsh. And beginning with Game 4 in Phoenix, Arizona, all those bats went quiet. Beginning with Game 4 in Phoenix, Arizona, all those bats save a Schwarber home run in Phoenix in Game 5. All of those key bats went silent. And that is the main reason why Philadelphia lost this series. Their pitching was awesome. All right. You need pitching to win world. You need a complete team to win a World Series. Dusty Baker, hello. But once we got to Game 5, in the National League Championship Series, everything went quiet for the Philadelphia Phillies. And the pitching got no backup from their bats whatsoever. None. 3 runs in 2 games at home. 3. They lost 5-1 and they lost 4-2. They got outscored 9-3 in 2 games at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Arizona came in with nothing to lose. Nothing. They came in with nothing to lose. And you know what's bad? You know what's really bad? I mean, the Phillies got hot because of everybody. The series against the Angels launched them into this playoff run. And in 2 games, the final 2 games for this year in Philadelphia, everything went quiet. Everything went quiet. Sad. It's sad and it's crazy how baseball works. Let me touch on a point after Adolis Garcia walloped the Astros by himself in Game 6 and 7, everyone after Game 7 was calling for Dusty Baker's head. Are you going to have the same energy for Rob Thompson for Philadelphia, considering they suffered the same fate that the Philadelphia Phillies did? They suffered the exact same fate, and yet all the smoke, as a popular lexicon phrase goes, is coming for Dusty Baker, and so far, none has come for Rob Thompson. If you're going to call for Dusty Baker's head, you need to call for Rob Thompson's head as well, because the same thing happened to Philadelphia that happened to Houston. They got home with a 3-2 lead, and the bats went silent. Hell, a 5-run ninth against the Astros, highlighted by Adolis Garcia's home run. Not a home run. Adolis Garcia's slam basically won the series. And I'm gonna find that call. Live research here, y'all. Didn't the Phillies batters, Sick Diggy says, didn't the Phillies batters study the D-backs pitchers? Apparently not for Game 6 and 7. Apparently not. And I love Adolis. I love Adolis Garcia. I mean, 2 home runs in Game 7. Do you ever see that? Five home runs and 15 RBIs for Adolis Garcia, and he won the excuse me, and he won the most valuable player of the American League Championship Series. And deservedly so. And deservedly so. Adolis Garcia. I love it. I love it, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Excuse me. Michael 3000 in the house. Enjoyed watching the Warriors getting their whipped by the Suns. I'd be afraid if I were Phoenix. I'll get into that later. I'll say it again. If I were the Phoenix Suns, I'd be afraid. Like I said, I'll get into that later. But we're talking base. Wait, Ryan, I'm sorry. I didn't do this right. Victor says my hands are down. I was expecting a repeat for the Stros. I was too. I called it on this program back in March. I said 3 words when it came to the Astros: wash, rinse, repeat. I clearly expected a repeat for the Houston Astros. I expected them to win the West. I expected them to walk their asses into the World Series, but Adolis Garcia put a stop to that. And you can't get mad at that. In the immortal words of the legendary Chris Berman, that is why they play the games. That's exactly why they play the games. Thank you, Ryan. Wait. A black man talking baseball? Let me go one step further. A black man talking competently about baseball? Thank you, Ryan, for that. We got to do it all the time now. Hey! Will you quit pushing buttons back there? Jeez. Hey! Apparently someone figured out that I love game shows. Now quit it. But Adalis Garcia and Ketel Marte. I hate you, Cole Johnson, but I love you for that button. Somehow I knew I'd get an uppercut. Somehow I knew he'd show up and give me one of those
Tiger uppercut.
He's the mad scientist for a reason. That he is. But the Texas Rangers are hosting the World Series. They have home field advantage in the World Series. Let me say that again for those of us in the cheap seats at Old Arlington Stadium. The Texas Rangers. Yes, those Texas Rangers. And congratulations to Megan Price, a very dear friend of mine, who is a big-time Ranger fan. And to my buddy Dana Reagan, who correctly predicted the Rangers to win. The series begins Friday at 8:03 p.m. And you know what? I'm going to do it. Which means Saturday is going to be busier than hell for me. Now I'll get a black man to talk. Let me put this up here and let me get this back up here. Now I'll get a black man to talk hockey. The New Jersey Devils currently have the best power play percentage in the NHL at 44%. Speaking of a black man.
Stop the cap.
Shut up. I think that's my cue to go to a break. So I will do that when we come back. Come here, give me this. The champs get their rings, and both the Warriors and the Lakers take a big fat... Now, I still hold true to the statement that the Suns should be more worried than the Warriors.
Stop the cap.
I'll be back. Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson, back after this.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. You Kids from the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Bobby J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
36, 36 after the hour. This portion is brought to you by Speedway, which is where I got my iced coffee this morning. Speedway, I forgot their tagline. Doggone it. It'll come to me. Never mind. It'll come to me. This comedic uppercut and hilarious hook. We're brought to you by Sucker Punch Energy Drink. Packed with flavor and packed with enough energy to take this show off the rails. Sucker Punch Energy Drink. Thank you, Ryan, for that. The Lakers watched yet another champion get their rings and hang their banner and took a big fat I want to know how he did that. But I want to start with the Warriors and the Suns. I am discouraged and encouraged for Dub Nation. Here's two reasons why I am discouraged. One, you worked so hard in the third period, which last year was the bugaboo for Golden State, was the third quarter. Now you've reestablished that third quarter tradition. Unfortunately, when it came to the fourth period, you had no energy left. They scored 40 points in the third quarter to turn a 9-point halftime deficit into a 6-point lead. Then the fourth quarter happened, and Devin Booker, bless his heart, made 2 outstanding assists in the fourth quarter, which both led to 3-point field goals. And the Suns win 108-104. I am discouraged about how disjointed this Warrior lineup is. Now, 2 reasons why I'm encouraged. Number 1, it's only game 1. And number 2, they've got 81 more games to figure it out. And I believe they will. And I believe they'll win the Pacific Division. The only team I see stopping the Warriors from claiming the Pacific Division is the defending Pacific Division champion in the Sacramento Kings. And you know, in recent history, whenever the Warriors and the Kings get together, you may as well throw all the calculators out of the window. You may as well throw all the computers out of the window because you don't know how many points they're going to put up on either side. Former voice Grant Napier. I plan to get him on the show now that I got my head screwed on straight. 108-104 was the final in San Francisco. Phoenix is now 1-0. The Warriors now 0-1. 1 game of 82. Now to the Lakers. I have let me bring up who did what. Live research, y'all. Let me bring up who did what. Okay. Yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you forever and ever. Amen. I just happened to look up and he pushed the button. Damn you, Cole Johnson. All right. let's get to the box score. Last night, Anthony Davis played 34 minutes, 6 of 17 from the field, had 17 points, but only pulled down 8 rebounds. Oops. Meanwhile, you know who played 29 minutes. What is wrong with this picture? Had 21 points. He also had 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and surprisingly didn't turn the ball over. I'm shocked. Which leads me to believe there were a few turnovers that the referees didn't call last night against him. Leading the way for the Nuggets and leading all scorers was Nikola Jokic. In 36 minutes, he was 12 of 22 from the field, 3 of 5 from distance. He had 29 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists in the game last night. Jamal Murray pitched in with 21. Contavious Caldwell-Pope finished with 20. Michael Porter Jr. had a dozen, and Aaron Gordon chipped in with 15 points. Also for Michael Porter Jr., he also had 12 rebounds. So all 5 starters were in double figures last night. Final of that game, 119 for the champs, 107 for the fakers. Now, all 5 starters for the Lakers had double figures last night. You know who led them in scoring. Do we even have to say his name? Can we saving his name for the second half of the show? He went 10 of 16 from the field, but 1 of 4 from distance. He missed his only free throw. See? Stick to the script. Lakers were 15 of 20 from the line. The Nuggets were 9 of 12. And the reason they were 9 of 12 from the line is because they had 14 3-point field goals, 52% from the floor, while the Lakers hit only 45%. Now, I have a problem with Anthony Davis starting the season the way he started the season. Because in looking at the game, and I've said this before, and I will say this again, he looked tentative. All right. Let me say that again for those of you in the cheap seats at the old Fabulous Forum. He looked tentative. And in all my years of watching Anthony Davis play basketball, from his days in Chicago to his days at Kentucky, and he should have stayed at Kentucky for a couple of more years. That is my opinion, and I will stick with it. He played and looked so tentative. So what I'm saying, Victor Locke, and you use the right word, it's a word I use myself, he looked soft, which in turn made the Lakers look soft, and they will look soft all year. Yeah, and they're going to take a few of those. And I hope they take quite a few of those. But then again, that is why they play the games. But from what look, man, Nuggets led 34-20 after 1. The Lakers barely scored 20 points in the first quarter. 20. What does that tell you? And they supposedly had the best offseason. My next 4 words are these. Who told this lie?
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me. Yeah.
I hate you, Cole Johnson, for that, but I love you at the same time. All right, back to business. For all you Faker fans, and yes, I capitalize the word Faker fans because you're not real Laker fans. Because if you were Laker fans, you'd know your history, which you don't. If you had seen the way their season ended in Denver last year with you-know-who having the ball in his hands, with you-know-who having a ball in his hands, all Denver did, in the immortal words of the late, great Jim Durham, they sent a posse after him. And he couldn't do a blanking thing. Not a thing. That's what I saw last night. It came to the fourth quarter. Denver already had the game in hand. They were up 7 at the end of 3. They were up 63-54 at halftime. 63-54 at the half. Riddle me this, Batman. When has the Lakers defense been so solid in the last 5 years that they don't surrender 63 points in the first half? I mean, hell, 2022, they routinely can't talk again. Routinely surrendered 60 points in the first half. In fact, they had one of the worst first half defenses in the NBA, man. Plays by CJ is in here with us. What's going on, man? Good to have you with us this morning. You know what the Lakers need to do is get defensive. And I mean in a way where they lock teams down. And I don't mean just over a quarter or 2 quarters. I'm talking about 48 minutes. Because if you found a way to lock down the reigning MVP in Nikola Jokic, yeah, I said it that way. If you'd have found a way to lock down the reigning MVP in Nikola Jokic, you wouldn't have let him loose for 29, 13, and 11. CJ, I can't wait either. We're making a hard push to get that 1,000 subscriber. And whoever that 1,000th subscriber is, you have a swag package coming. If whoever the 1,000th subscriber is on YouTube, I say this here and now, you have a swag package coming from Snowman Multimedia. Defense in the NBA in this economy? Yeah, exactly. Denver played it. Phoenix played it. And to some degree, the Warriors played it. Even though the Warriors lost last night, there were packets where they played great defense last night. Third quarter, hello, they outscored them 40-19. But as far as this Laker team goes, they allow bookend 30-point quarters. In the middle, they allowed the Lakers allowed only 53 points. But they allowed 66 in the bookend quarters, first and fourth quarter, for those of you scoring at home. The Lakers wilt under the pressure. And they've been doing it more often than not since you-know-who arrived. Am I going to say that aloud again? I will happily say it aloud again. The Lakers have wilted under the pressure. You saw it last night. Okay? They had 4 different shots to get back in the game after they cut into the lead. And they didn't. They play inconsistent defense. They play inconsistent offense. Now, last year, they got it right. I will give them this. I will give them their flowers on this. Last year, late in the season, when they were sitting in the 13th spot, getting kicked in the ass routinely every night, somehow the light turned on and they roared into the playoffs. They roared into the play-in and got all the way to the Western Conference Finals. All you got to do is get in, okay? I'll give you that. This will not be one of those times. There were a whole bunch of games last year, and CJ just said it. whole bunch of games last year, they actually decided to turn up the defense. They're just too spotty. And in some games, and I highlight the Western Conference Finals, they're just too damn scared. They're just too scared. You can't do that. I don't look spotty on camera. Sorry. I have never seen, you know what? I take that back. I have seen a Lakers team play this spotty, this inconsistent, this tentative with two supposed top 75 players on the roster. And it all started when you know who showed up. Back to the Warriors. Same problem with the Lakers. They are too spotty on defense, man. There were so many possessions last night that the Warriors gave away, including the last two. They gave away those possessions and allowed Phoenix to convert them into 6 key points. But the demise for last night's game for the Warriors began way back in the first half, when it took a 40-point quarter. It took a 40-point third quarter to get them back in the game. All right? 40 points in the third quarter. They trailed 61-46 at halftime. But a 40-point third quarter got them back in the game. Now, if they couple it with a good fourth quarter, they walk away. But it's only game one. Durant finished with 18 points. Okogie finished with 17, including a huge 3-point field goal in the fourth quarter. Yusuf Nurkic, 14 points, 14 rebounds. Durant added 11 rebounds. Devin Booker finished with 32 points to lead all scorers. The Splash Brothers gave you 42, 27 for Steph Curry, 15 for Klay Thompson. Kevon Looney finished with 7 points and 11 rebounds. Andrew Wiggins had 10 points and only one rebound on the night. That's unacceptable. And then they went with the 3-guard offense, which I suspect will change. Chris Paul had 14, Steph had 27, Klay Thompson had 15, Jonathan Kuminga had 12 points off the bench, but Jonathan Kuminga missed 2 key free throws with a chance to tie the game. They had a chance. You know what? They had a chance to go in front. I beg your pardon. They trailed 100-99. Kuminga got fouled, missed 2 free throws, and the first one was short. The first one was short. And the biggest thing that the Warriors are missing right now is size. They're missing size. Because going back to 2019, the Raptors exposed them with their size advantage. Granted, the Houston Rockets tried to do it, but they... Sorry. I don't think I'll get an argument from the EP because he watched it. They have to get some bigs, man. They have to get some bigs. Because I see no bigs on this roster, and it's going to cost them when they go up against the likes of the Lakers, when they go up against the likes of the world champion Denver Nuggets. Hell, when they see Phoenix again. When they see Phoenix again. Moses Moody had 11. At this point, they're going to try to outscore people. And they only had 104 points last night. See, the fourth quarter, to me, and I know I'm old and I'm old school, I can't help it. The fourth quarter to me is when your bigs should rule. That's what happened last night. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened last night. The Warriors got killed on the boards again, 60-49. 43 defensive rebounds for the Phoenix Suns last night. And the Warriors shot 36% from the floor. That just simply won't get it done. That just simply won't get it done. They were taking bad shots. They were not following the ball. They don't have any bigs. And yet, I still think this team can compete in the Western Conference. But they have to get some bigs on their roster. They cannot rely on Kevon Looney and Andrew Wiggins and 3 guards. 2 of them, yes, but not a 3-guard offense. No. That can't and won't happen. They got as much as I believe in the Warriors, I'm going to say this honestly. They don't get any bigs on this roster, they won't compete at all. They won't compete at all. Not with the way the Western Conference is stacked, and not with a young man by the name of Victor Wembanyama waiting in the wings to swat every shot in the building. I don't see it. I can't see it. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong, but I just don't see it. They got to get some bigs to compete. They have to get some bigs to compete. Before we go to our next timeout, remember this.
Hey, bro, you walk through this office building every day. You know what the fire alarm look like. I don't want to hear that.
Oh my
is wrong? Like you got. I wish you had that button right now.
Got me
with this bull. You got a motherfucker thinking from New York can't read. Don't know red means fire alarm. Like you seen it says don't pull or pull in case of emergency. There was no emergency. Like oh my god.
Keep
cooking.
Keep cooking.
This dude is really a yo.
Keep cooking.
I'm wondering why you even brought this up, man. Like this is not news. This is not news. This is some stupid trying to make a power play, and he came out looking like a dumb. This is all that is. Well, let me try to delay this. I'm late. Negro, put up. You need to speed up your watch or something, or put your alarm set so you can leave 20 minutes earlier. I don't know, but pull a fire alarm. You were just giving New Yorkers a bad name with this dumb, stupid. Like really.
Oh my gosh.
Incomparable Wise. You'll see him tomorrow. Hour 2 after this.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So tell me here, you can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hour 2 is set to go. And yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever. Amen.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPN. Now approve all this.
So you know this is going to happen. Because I had several of them throughout the course of the weekend, to the point where my beautiful wife, Jody, took the phone from me and turned it off. And I didn't complain one bit. Jody, honey, this is for you. On your mark, get set, go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
All right. This is part 1. Darvin Ham says LeBron James is 29 minutes in line with Lakers' plan. Ham said, quote, "It's easy for him to get caught up in the emotion of the game, and you tend to forget you want to play these long stretches. But in order for him to be as effective as possible, we have to be mindful of the minute output and how long his stretches run." Close quote. And I did that all wrong. Let me try it again. Quote. It's easy for him to get caught up in the emotion of the game, and you tend to forget you want to play these long stretches. But in order for him to be as effective as possible, we have to be mindful of the minute output and how long his stretches are. Close quote. Now this message from Stupid University.
So I realized that I think even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, Stupid University. Yeah, and all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid University, where everyone graduates. Magna cum stupid.
I continue with a question. Hey, Bishop Bullwinkle, do you really expect Ham to follow this pattern all season long?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Now, oh, you know who offers some thoughts of his own. They go like this. Quote. Listen, I mean, I always want to be on the floor, especially when you got an opportunity to win a game or you feel like you can make an impact. But this is the system in place and I am going to follow it. Close quote. Let me read that last part again. Quote. But this is the system in place and I'm going to follow it. Close quote. LeBron, I got a question for you about those comments.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop lying. Oh.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap.
This is the system in place and you intend to follow it?
Stop the cap.
Once again.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop lying. Oh.
Once again. But this is the system in place and I intend to follow it.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I'm going to keep reading this because of the ridiculousness contained within. I think you all know how I feel. This is the system in place, and I am going to follow it. Oh, there's more. I'm just alerted to this. There's more in this ridiculousness. When asked if he would have to adjust his approach, who are we talking about here? With less playing time night to night, James made it clear that he was confident in his ability to impact the game with the added rest built in. The response reads as follows. Quote, besides the fact that we didn't win, I think for me, my performance and what I did individually in that time I was out there, I think I was productive. I think so. I mean, I was a +7 for the game. No turnovers. I like the no turnovers more than anything. Close quote. Here's that last part again. I think I was productive. I think so. I mean, I was a +7 for the game. Yeah, you were a +7 for the game, but your team was a -12. And that constitutes an... I'll say it again. You may have been a +7 on the floor, LeBron, but your team was a -12. Hell, you trailed by you were a -18 once upon a time in the game. 119-107. You came out on the short end, which constitutes an... Look at the screen, sons. Look at the screen. I did that wrong. Try again. You would look at the screen, sir. You were the screen. Really? Really? You fool! I messed that joke all the way up. I'm sorry. Look at the screen, scum. Look at the screen. I can't even talk this morning. Yikes! Look at the screen, son. Look at the screen. Look at the screen, son. Look at the screen. 119-107. And you're worried about you being a +7 on the floor? Got me up. Idiot. And you Bronxexuals are right along with him, celebrating the fact that he played 29 minutes, led the team in scoring, but you want to gloss over the fact that you took a 12-point L last night. Y'all are flat out stupid. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronxexual Confessions.
Back after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. You kids from the block. New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck. Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure. Cause we take this job so serious.
Man, I went home that day and talked to my wife, Vicky. And Vicky was like, what's wrong with you? You pissed off? Yeah, I got this partner I'm working with back in the radio station. Man. The Negro be lying. What in the all types of blue hell?
Yes, it's Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
15 after the hour, and the incomparable and the legendary Chris Bass. He'll, of course, join us on Friday. Now
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPN, now approve all this.
Yes, Victor. I don't know where that word came from, but it happened. This bronze sexual confession is brought to you by Darvin Ham Sandwiches. When you need sustenance to ride your... Come here. I'll have to try it again. From the top, this bronze sexual confession is brought to you by Darvin Ham Sandwiches. When you need sustenance to ride your best player to another... Trust in Darvin Ham Sandwiches, because it's Darvin Ham Sandwiches or it's nothing at all. Thank you, Ryan McCarthy. That's going to get visualized. I swear to you. One of these times, one of these days, I should say, that's going to get visualized. That's going to get visualized. I know it is. Why? Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever. Amen. Round 2. Let me get the right button here. Okay, here we go. Round 2. Fight.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronze Sexual Confessions.
One more time.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronze Sexual Confessions.
Bam! Exactly. Exactly, partner. I was driving home this morning from picking up my daughter, bringing her back home. I stopped at Speedway. I had a free coffee, so I grabbed it. I got notification from Cole that he sent the slate. My daughter, bless her heart, tells me, Daddy, look at the slate before you move. I'm like, baby, what do you mean? Look at the slate, Pops. I pull up the slate and I look at it. And Cole, if you're listening, you know the cue because I'm about to give it to you right now. I opened my email. I looked at the slate. And then I looked at the thumbnails. Minding my own business. And then
Bam!
only 2 players since 1990 to win a championship without having a teammate make one of the following teams: All-Star, All-NBA, All-Defense. But that meme on the right-hand side caught my attention. I lost 6 out of 10 patients. I'm the greatest doctor in the world. And that goofy ass smile that he seems to plaster on his face after every loss. Because he knew he got a foot put in his ass. Which is why I opened the show. Bam! With that.
It's great idiocy.
Because you can help stop the idiocy today.
Look at the slate, son. Look at the slate.
Oh, Lord.
Look at Slate, son. Look at Slate.
Oh, my God. Beautiful job, Ryan. Oh, my God.
Which is essentially what my daughter told me before I pulled out of Speedway this morning.
Wow.
What have we started here, dude?
I have no earthly idea.
What have we started?
Crap, you think it's a one-off just sticks. I don't know.
I'm trying to say, look at the screen, and then this word popped out because I was laughing.
Scun? Oh, Lord.
I was trying to say screen, and then scun came out. And it's like, what? Oh, heavens.
Gun. Oh, Lord.
Wait. Anybody who caught the beginning of the show and the PSA that I put out courtesy of Cole Johnson, I was minding my business. My daughter's spider senses went off before she fell asleep on the ride home. And she said, look at the screen. She told me, look at the slate, Pop. Look at the slate.
Oh, my gosh.
And then I looked at the slate, minding my business, having my coffee, and then bam! Do it one more time, Cole, will you please? Please.
Yeah. Just sad. You just mind your own business. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm not even paying attention to stuff, and then all of a sudden it just hits you like bam. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I just want to have peace in my life.
Quit.
No.
You wanted to have peace in your life.
No. They don't quit.
You wanted to have peace in your life, my brother. I'm a proud papa and a proud grandpapa. We are two of the best sports talk hosts in the world, and then this happens.
It could be January, it could be July.
It could be
like
August,
this will come up.
It could be August, it could be April.
And crap like this will be coming up each and every day.
Time. Oh God! Get this off the screen.
No. But no.
Yes.
But they know better. They know better. You can't compare royalty to pig slop. They know better. They know better.
You can't compare royalty to clownage. What kind of idiot, Victor? Great question.
What kind of idiocy is on my screen? You cannot compare chicken wang with the dream.
You sure
but some dummies try though.
Which hence this.
Oh, some dummies try.
As I said, hence this. I don't even have to explain the idiocy of that. All I have to do, listen, Cole, we have no reason, no rhyme, no coherent thought in our head to explain the idiocy. All we have to do is what we have turned into a bit each and every Wednesday, that we were minding our own business. Wise, listen carefully. We don't look for this stuff. It finds us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because literally, I was seriously perusing social media. I told you about that. Yes, Wise, I know. And then crap like this and crap that you're going to be seeing later on in this hour.
Oh God!
Just comes into your purview.
We don't even try. Listen carefully, folks. Y'all know this. For the 3 years I've had this on my program and borrowed it, actually 2 years now, borrowed it from my partner. Okay? I had to get permit. I made sure I got permission from him to bring this over. Okay? I made sure of that. As I mentioned, driving my daughter home, stopped to get coffee, minding my business. And my daughter's spider senses, and she works nights, so she was gonna be asleep on the way home. I know this. And her spider senses went up and basically said what y'all have been saying in the chat all morning. Look at the slate, Dad. Look at the slate. What? Look at the slate, Dad. Look at the slate. I pulled it up on my phone, and then BAM!
Wait, so did she see it?
Yes. I kid around with my kids a lot. Y'all know that. But and my Sonya doesn't like sports. She's made that clear. I get it. Mm-hmm. I totally get it. My wife, Jody, not a basketball nerd. I get it. Mm-hmm. But Sonya's question to me crystallized this morning. Before she fell asleep for the ride home, she saw this frivolity. And her next question to me was, what the was that? Once again, I'm not even explaining this. Oh, Lord. We have no reason to explain this because y'all know the ridiculousness in that statement anyway. Once again, picked up Sonya, flying home. I said, baby, I'm going to stop and get a drink. Are you thirsty? No, Dad, I'm fine. Pulling the speedway. I grab my drink. I'm coming out. I get the notification that Cole sent the slate and the thumbnails. I sit. She looks at the clock and said, look at the slate, Dad. Look at the slate. What? Look at the slate. My daughter is not a sports person. And yet her spider senses went off before mine did. So I pull off my phone, open it. I read through the slate. I see the thumbnails. And then BAM! with that goofy ass smile of his?
Why does one gotta be goofy?
With this goofy ass smile of his. I ain't touching the headline. I'm just touching the smile.
But you make sure to mention it.
Is it not necessary? It's receding more than his scoring prowess.
Oh.
I don't even have to say anything else. Get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
There's a Michael Jordan clip I'm going to install here where he says, "Stop it. Get some help."
Oh, Lord. Just why?
Yes, that. Because it's necessary. Given the state of the National Basketball Association and some of the fans within, as my beautiful wife said to me, and I say a lot on this program, find the lie.
Stop it. You get some help.
You know what? I'm going to find that in 2.5 minutes. I'll be back.
Everything Boston. I love you, you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the Bronze Gaw.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Victor Locke, I love you, but I hate you. You put the thought in my head, and now we have this. Well, not only that, we also have this.
Stop it. Get some help.
Oh my God, Michael Jordan circa 1985. Goodness gracious.
Yes. The legend grows of Michael Jordan. You know what's bad, bronzexuals? Yo Kang legend shrinks. Michael Jordan's legend grows. That clip alone should tell you that.
Yo Kang.
You started that ish.
But that's how those sweet. But that's how those sweet fangled idiots are. I mean they
know that. I know that. Good. I lived in Dayton, Ohio for a year, for God's sakes.
I mean, if it was so much glucose, they shake their butts forward and back harder than hookers. I mean, I can't help it if that's how they sound when they talk about LeBron. My Kang. My Kang can do this and my Kang can do that. Well, get your fruity behind away from me.
They fishtail more than Formula One drivers.
Oh my gosh, it's sickening.
It's very sickening.
It's like, close your mouth. Don't assume the position with me, fool. I'm like, come on.
Well, I'll stop there. Round 3, fight.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Once again, I was driving home with my daughter. And Sonia said, look at the slate before you move. And I got in Cole's signal that he sent me the goodies. And Cole, you do the rest.
Seriously, just mind my own business. I mean, I don't understand it. I got a wonderful well-paying job. I mean, I love doing this show too, and everything is just wonderful. Oh, my morning was bam. Idiocy like this,
folks. We can't make this up. There's no way possible we could make this up. Cole, read the captions, please. Because if I read it, I'll cuss.
The caption, if you can't read it, it says as follows. LeBron James calls Redeem Team the greatest international team ever. LeBron James thinks that Team USA of the 2008 Olympics, otherwise known as Redeem Team, is the greatest international basketball team of all time. And if you're just listening to this, on top is a picture of Jason Kidd from left to right. Jason Kidd, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and the late great Kobe Bryant. And on the bottom, it is Michael Jordan, left to right, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson, all three of them laughing. And rightfully so. You see, this right here typifies why Bronzexual Confessions was created in the first place. Yes. These dummies want to lift up their God, and in doing so, they want to just drop crap pellets on every other figure that set the table before him.
Michael Jordan never did that. Michael Jordan always credited the people who preceded him for making him who he is.
And why do bronzexuals feel that way? Well, they models the behavior.
Ain't that the truth? Dear God in heaven.
Things such as after Game 5 in the 2015 NBA Finals, when someone asked him why he thought that his team really could be one that could come back from a 3-2 deficit against the Warriors, his response was, quote, "'Cause I'm the best player in the world." Close quote.
That got locked up by a sixth man who wound up taking the Finals MVP. Shout out to the great Andre Iguodala. And shout out to my boys at Strikeout Beer Podcast.
Strikeout Beer. What's up?
Good to have y'all with us this morning. And Ryan, thank you. And the sound y'all heard is me leaving the room to go cuss about 200 times.
And he actually did. He actually did leave the room.
I got up and walked out.
He actually did leave the room.
I got up and walked out of my office. Folks, get this ish off my screen. Get this out of here. Get this out of here. I mean,
get this crap off my screen.
Get this ish off my screen. Man. The Redeem Team, the greatest international basketball team of all time. Apparently 1992 is not in there.
Yeah. Apparently that team never existed. You know, the one that actually was the team that all other teams internationally were created from, because they actually saw, wow, okay, so when you have all these elite players come together and they play for one cause, this is what it looks like. Oh, wow, okay. And 31 years later, that team is still the model. Worldwide, not just in America, worldwide. Still is.
Wide. They still consider the Dream Team the absolute greatest. Okay? Do y'all hear that, bronzexuals? They considered the Dream Team, not the Redeem Team, which was foolish in the first place, because you had the late great. I can't believe I'm still saying late.
Same.
And I'm going to say something that's going to piss off fans of LeBron. I'm going to say something that's going to piss off bronzexuals, that'll piss off fans of Carmelo Anthony, and piss off fans of Jason Kidd. But I don't care. And it goes like this. I love it. Now you got that song in my head. I'm going to sue you one for that. Now you got that song in my head. Now I'm going to have to play it when I go to work today. Damn it.
I don't care. I love it.
Y'all watch. I'm going to be flying down the highway with that song in my head and in my ears. Damn you.
Oh, Lord.
This is one of the reasons I love working with. Oh, no. Redeem yourself intellectually with Hooked on Bronix, the Redeem Team Special Edition. Cole, you know what to do.
Yes, I do. I most certainly do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You light a loaf of heifers. Yeah. You know. You look at this number. You dial it. Oh, yeah. Call 1-800. Okay. Option 3. Because you all have a problem. problem. You're men. And you're acting like hoes. Stop it. Oh, stop it, please. Oh, better yet, Michael.
Stop it. Get some help.
And get some help now. You dummies have no bass in your voice. You've proven that your males are not men. Stop it. Stop it now. Stop the crime of robbing us of manhood. You basically getting to your knees, opening your mouth, grabbing a joystick and sticking that member in your mouth, acting like it's a microphone. Please, no more of that. He's just a player. He's just a player, dummies. Just a player. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. Say it again. What do brown sexuals need to do?
Stop it. Get some help.
That's right. That's right. The joystick is made for juice boxes, not your nasty, cruddy mouth. Stop sucking and start licking. Lick juice boxes. Don't go down on joysticks. Sweet niggers. That's been in my soul for about a year. I feel good now. Thank you for the big pun reference, Ryan. I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. I like that. Thank you, sir. I was thinking about saying I'm not going to say it. I was thinking that. You asshole.
Oh my God, I'm sitting here crying from laughing when you were doing that whole thing. Oh heavens!
And I've done my job. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my heavens!
I appreciate that. Thank you. I love the love.
My stomach hurts. My chest hurts. Crying the last 7 minutes.
Man, that felt good.
I bet it did. I think you've been holding on to that for longer than a year.
You're right. I think I've held down for that longer than a year. You're right.
I think you've been holding on to that for the entirety that you created the doggone segment, man.
You might be right. Now you mention it, you actually might be right. Man,
there ain't no way you improvised that.
Overnight? No.
Right.
Not overnight? No.
No. Listen, I couldn't even do that overnight.
Victor says, again, only the genius of Cole Johnson can take the nonsense in my head and turn it into comedic gold. Thank you, Cole. Again, thank you. Thank you, Victor.
Wait a minute. I was thinking the same kind of. I say this with all the love in my heart once again. You asshole. How does my wife put it? And I love her when she teases me like this. How dare you take the thoughts in my head and turn it into life and put it in real life?
Because I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when I see these bronzesexuals talk, that is how my mind works. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're performing fellatio on this guy. I'm like, oh my goodness. But I understand.
Wait a minute. But it's so bad. It's so bad that they compare folks like you, me, and Victor, and the folks that actually watched the doggone game to, God help me, themselves. I mean, my God, find the lie. A former guest on here called us Jordan sexuals, for God's sakes. Does that tell you anything?
And the Mr. part.
More than one former guest.
And the Mr.
Who has now tried to form his own network and fell flat on its ass.
Now, what that person fails to understand is I respect Jordan and I actually like him, but
right.
Jordan is long from my favorite player. And that's not shade on Jordan.
No, that's not shade at all, because your favorite player is whom I consider one of the greatest to ever do it, and his name is Hakeem Olajuwon. I've loved Hakeem Olajuwon since his days at Five Slammer Jam in Houston.
It's the same, and the same as me. I love Jordan ever since I saw him take that shot at North Carolina in the Superdome. I mean,
listen, we can have more than one greatest player of all time, and Cole and I do, because we've actually watched the doggone game. I'm leaving this up for y'all to get all the ridiculousness of the top half of the screen and looking at the bottom half of the screen and realize why we have been cracking up laughing for the past 15 minutes. Because I never did complete my statement after Victor put that piece of genius up. You have the late great Kobe Bryant and a bunch of ragtags.
Not ragtags.
Ragtags. I mean, who the hell put who?
And here's the funny part about this.
Here I go crowd up again. Damn it.
Here's the funny part. In that documentary, it is laid out in saying that, well, you know.
Whoa. Time out. He says, hold the phone, stop. I don't need flag on the field. There's a documentary.
Yeah, it's a documentary on, I think it's Netflix, that details the Redeem Team. You remember?
There's a documentary on this grade A homogenized Holstein bullshit, and I missed it.
No, you didn't miss it. You didn't miss it because you didn't miss it because Mr.
Load him.
Remember.
You punk ass. Why'd you do that to me?
He was nothing in 2004. He was nothing in 2006. But 2008, a mirror rose from the ash.
Oh, God. I remember that episode.
Because LeBron saved America.
You know what's bad?
Get out of here.
I talked about this episode with Victor and I nearly crashed. I was driving to Indianapolis. He brought that memory back to me and I nearly crashed.
I could not believe I read that book.
I know. Dear God, I know.
And seriously, this is last year when I was perusing social media. It was right at the time that Redeem Team documentary was aired. There was a pansexual that I used Ray to legitimately, accurately quote verbatim, quote LeBron. I cannot believe I'm about to say this. LeBron James saved America. Close quote. I was like, really? Yes.
He said that aloud.
I'm like, LeBron James saved America. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm
Tell
like,
me how in the vine of blue, yellow-bellied, red-blooded hell he saved America. Tell me
so in that documentary, it was proven. I mean, LeBron was doing his thing. He was trying to be one of the boys, as he always is. They went on a night on the town, and meanwhile, you had the responsible member of the team, Kobe, training.
Yes.
And then when they got back from getting hammered and knackered, Kobe already had 2 hours of work in. And then Kobe basically just doing this by example. I won't say shamed, but he modeled the way for them. And he had everybody else do morning workouts and be that committed to being that team they were world beaters in 2008. I'd be a fool to say otherwise. But the thing is, these bronze satchels gave LeBron credit for that team. I'm like, no, Kobe was the engine that drove that team. Even his Banana Boat brother said it.
And yet they still want to give the credit to.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yes, that documentary.
What the bloody? Give me this button. What the bloody was that? Matter of fact, you know what, bronzesexuals? I'm gonna really piss you off this morning. Let me go back to November 11th, 1992. November 11th, 1992. The scene of the crime, Chicago Stadium. And then this happened.
Rodman will defend on the inbounds. Pippen will toss in. B.J. Armstrong is on the floor for the Bulls, along with Michael Jordan. The inbounds a card right to Jordan. Time winding down. Michael for three. Yeah! Yes! A winner! Unbelievable!
In a regular season damn game. Yes, sir.
I thought Jordan had trouble beating an Isaiah Thomas led Pistons squad.
Shall I do it again?
Please.
Wayne Larrabee, Johnny Red Kerr, WGN, take it away.
Rodman will defend on the inbounds. Pippen will toss in. B.J. Armstrong is on the floor for the Bulls, along with Michael Jordan. The inbounds a card right to Jordan. Time winding down. Michael for three. Yes! A winner! Unbelievable!
A shout to those that are listening via WIRUDB in my hometown of Chicago. 98-96 was the final of that game. Trouble beating an Isaiah Thomas led team, man. Is that you're trying to spin?
Yeah. Considering that people like to say, well, you got Isaiah saying, well, he beat Jordan 3 times in the playoffs, which that is true. He did.
He did.
And Jordan only beat him once in the playoffs, which is true. But they forget, and so seemingly does Isaiah too, that Jordan, starting with, and correct me if I'm wrong, sir, starting with the Eastern Conference Finals of 1991, did he? I can answer this question easily. Did he ever, in regular season or playoffs, ever lose to an Isaiah Thomas led Detroit Pistons team ever again?
I believe the answer goes this way.
Hell no, to the no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no.
Let me play that answer again.
Hell no, to the no. Hell to the no, hell to the no. To the no.
Now then, LeBron is a passenger. MJ is a leader. Kobe's a leader. Hell, my partner's favorite player, Akeem Olajuwon, was a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
One of my favorite centers of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And, of course, late, great Moses Malone.
That's where Hakeem learned really how to be an NBA center. Moses Malone.
Can I say that name again?
Please do.
In Lawrence Tanter's voice. In my best impression of Lawrence Tanter, the longtime PA voice of the Lakers, Moses Malone.
Let's put some respect on his name. 3-time MVP, Moses Malone.
The only
3-time.
The only center that drove Captain Skyhook nuts. And he did it twice.
Yep. 81 first round and 83 finals. Yep.
The only, and Kareem has said this aloud, and we both talked about it here on the program. The only center to drive Captain Skyhook nuts was Moses Malone.
Yep.
I conclude with this. You never ate on Jordan's watch. You never ate on LeBron. You never ate on Abdul-Jabbar's watch. You never ate on Magic or Bird's watch. You didn't eat on Julius Erving's watch. And you didn't eat on Stephen Curry's watch. You definitely ate on LeBron's watch. Here's the proof. A little fellow like we like to call Wardell Stephen Curry has beaten him 3 times and has won 4 titles, all while LeBron is in the league. Find the lie.
Yeah, the one thing that you don't do whenever people do with Jordan, like people do with LeBron, is actually ask the question, is it quite possible that it's this guy's era or LeBron's era? Have you ever heard anybody say that about Jordan in his time? No.
No. The torch was correctly passed from the Showtime Lakers,
Magic and Bird, and well, actually, but directly from Magic's hands. Yes.
June 12th, 1991. Matter of fact, let's have some fun since we're in overtime here. Let me have some fun here. And shout to my boy Drew Willingham. Let me talk to you. That's for brother.
Yeah.
Drew. I love you. That's for brother Drew. I love you, Drew. Speaking of it being June 12th, 1991.
Yeah.
There is something that I happen to have, and nobody else is getting it. Here is the one thing that Michael Jordan did a lot of beginning in 1991 that Isaiah did before him, Magic before him, Bird with him, and Abdul-Jabbar before him. 3 simple words. Trust his teammates.
That was the time that we actually got a chance to see that Jordan actually learned that lesson, and I executed it to perfection.
Because I take you back to June 12th, 1991 in the Forum. Jim Durham, Johnny Red Kerr, take it away.
Fourth quarter of what could be the Kings through. Only 13 remaining.
This sequence right here, Bronx Sexuals.
The free throw is rimming good. It's 103-101. Scottie Pippen brings it up. Pippen guarded by A.C. Green. Paxson has it in the front court. Pippen with the ball back. Off to the left. Works around at Jordan's screen. Now to Michael out front. Michael right of the lane. Right side Paxson. He comes up shooting. Book it. Again, Johnny. John Paxson sticks another one.
Who was open that entire fourth quarter? John Paxson. Who scored 10 points in that fourth period to take down the Lakers with Jordan's trust? John Paxson.
Oh, while the Lakers were fearing Jordan penetrating and driving the lane. And Jordan being wise enough to realize,
and fearing Scottie Pippen as well, because
and fearing Scottie, because he was the leading scorer in that game, wasn't he?
32 points.
Yeah.
And I'm not supposed to know basketball, so I'm not supposed to know that Scottie had 32 in that clinching game. MJ had 30. Nah. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a...
Hold up. P.S. That day, Jordan announced to the world,
I'm the juggernaut, bitch!
Oh my gosh.
I had to. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty hooker horse.
In a world where logic and and sense flies completely out the window.
PSS. Jordan gave the Lakers a
Tiger uppercut.
Gave the Detroit Pistons a
Tiger uppercut.
The Knicks and the Sixers also got a
Tiger uppercut.
During the 1990-91 season when Jordan officially announced his arrival as he beat the Lakers in 5 games to win the title. And oh, by the way, Michael never saw a 7th game in the World Championship Series.
Ever.
Ever. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
Now take that. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you,
they are simply not big enough.
Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. And please donate to the Cash App for both of us so we can stop idiocy like this. Sure. We need it. We're out of here. See you tomorrow.
Negro, you walk through this office building every day. You know what the fire alarm look like. I don't want to hear that.
Oh my
is wrong? Like you got. I wish you had that button right now.
Got it up
with this bull. You got a motherfucker thinking you can't read. Don't know red means fire alarm. Like you seen it says don't pull or pull in case of emergency. There was no emergency. Like oh my god.
Keep
cooking.
Let me calm down.
Because this dude is really a yo.
Keep cooking.
I'm wondering why you even brought this up, man. Like this is not news. This is not news. This is some stupid trying to make a power play, and he came out looking like a dumb. This is all that is. Well, let me try to delay this. I'm late. Negro, put up. You need to speed up your watch or something, or put your alarm set so you can leave 20 minutes earlier. I don't know, but pull a fire alarm. You were just giving New Yorkers a bad name with this dumb, stupid. Like really.